to you, Nithya. Investors are skittish, so your share price goes up 5% when this loss, as I understand, was bigger than expected. Looking at your numbers that you provide, is a turnaround possible?
Yes, most definitely it is. One must not lose sight of the fact that we've been through a similar position in 2000, 2001. And at that time, if my memory serves me right, I wasn't with the group, but the share price was sitting at about 45 Rand and went down to just above 4 Rand.
Sure.
So these cycles, unfortunately, seem to come around every 10 or years with the economy. And I've got every confidence, and so has the board, that the group will turn around.
Is it the economy or African Bank? Because there's also been speculation and some calls for a management reshuffle because the magnitude of bad debts has been underestimated over and over again.
Most definitely. I think there are two parts to it. One is management. We came out in August 2012 and said to the market that we are concerned about the risk in the market. There was an oversupply of credit at the time. And as management, we did not react fast enough. We saw all the signs there, but we were very slow in reacting, and we're paying the price for that now. And unfortunately, allied to that is the economy is actually worsened in that time.
Will there be a management reshuffle?
The board has satisfied itself and believes that the current management needs to stay in place, and they are ideally equipped to actually take the business through this difficult period and put it back on track.
Do you think that the media and investors have been hard on you? We've been seeing investors flee. Obviously, you want them all to stay.
No, I don't think they have been hard. When you produce results like this, yes, there needs to be a critical examination of the company's results, including management. So we don't feel that's been harsh.
Stepping back from the numbers, Nithya, and we've spoken about this before, some people wouldn't mind to see the fall of African Bank. They don't like the model where you charge maximum interest rates to people buying furniture who are getting deeper and deeper into debt. Does that model worry you?
No, it doesn't. I think taking out the excess risk that we've taken during the period of 2012, if you take that out and you look back through the cycles and over years, African Bank has been quite good in that it's managed its bad debt charge as a percentage of average gross advances to between 10 and 12%. That's clearly gone off the track now, where we're sitting at about 20%. But once we go back to those levels, we're comfortable that it's a market, unfortunately, in South Africa. The vast majority of people do not have access to secured lending. They don't have assets that a lender will take comfort in, and therefore you've got an option but to actually access unsecured credit. There is risk in the market, and the trick is you've got to make sure you price that correctly.
About 70%, I believe, of South Africans rely on unsecured credit. Are you at least trying to educate them about their rights, and if they are worthy of a good credit rate, offering them that?
Yes, most definitely. I think one tends to forget from a consumer perspective that there are rights and obligations in that you have a right to unsecured credit, but you have an obligation to ensure that you repay that debt. And unfortunately in South Africa, or fortunately, firstly, there is a small element that actually does not repay and have got no intention to repay. But the vast majority of South Africans are honest people that actually have every intention of paying, but they end up with difficult circumstances that were unplanned that makes it impossible for a period of time for them to keep up with their contractual repayments.
Very quickly, are you exposed on the platinum belt where those miners are so desperate right now?
No, we're not. The total mining exposure that we've got is less than 5% of our book. So that's a total exposure of about 3 billion. If you take the platinum itself, that is less than 2 billion rands exposure. And if you take that further and you look at those miners that are in arrears, it's even less significant.
All right, thank you for your time. That was African Bank's Nithya Nalia.